render it to the owners, for it is not lawful to eat anything that is stolen.
Go ahead.
But she replied upon me, it was given for a gift more than the wages. Howbeit I did not believe her, but bade her render it to the owners. And I was abashed at her. But she replied upon me, where are thy alms and thy righteous deeds? Behold, thou and thy workers alone.
So now go back to, what was that? Sirach 12. And verse 2. Read that on 3. Lawrence, to your daughter have her scriptures and stuff? She able to follow along? Okay. Sirach chapter 12 and verse 2 on 3. 1, 2, and 3.
Do good to the godly man, and thou shalt find a recompense. And if not from him, yet from the Most High.
So you just got an example on how the Most High was paying Tobit back for all his alms deeds that he was doing. Okay. Now, back to my question. People getting blessed by the Most High and not having what in mind?
The good deeds that they do.
Okay, I think we all got it now. What did you say, Jabril?
The good deeds that they do.
And right, the good deeds that they've done. And somebody else said, what else they said? Their alms. It's no, stop it. The deeds that they've done. Getting blessed some other way. The people that Tobit was blessing, he didn't get recompense from them. The blessing, the recompense came in other places. The Most High was provided. So you got to be spiritual to understand this. So in the case between these two brothers, if another never gets to him, he never gets to him. The Most High already know to take care of him because of what type of person he is. The Most High is blessing you guys that are helping other people, and you sitting up there considering like twiddling your thumbs. I'm waiting to be blessed by Nab. I'm waiting to get blessed by Judah. I'm waiting to get blessed by Jabril. I'm waiting to get blessed by such and such. The Lord is already covering you. He's already blessing you. You're not counting them. And if you're not careful, Satan will have you charging Anava, Jabril, Judah, brothers and sisters that you help. He'll have you charging them and bringing in madness. This the scriptures. If you're going to believe in it, you got to believe in it all. Okay? So trust the system, guys. Keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. Keep pushing forward. You're doing a good job. That's not a bad question. Now, since you know and understand, leave it behind. Keep moving forward. The Most High is always going to look out for you, man. Go ahead, Joe.
What's the brother and sister that lied and they were struck down before Peter
and the night?
Yeah, so the thing was, it was in their possession to, say what they were going to say, do what they was going to do. They made it known that this was what they was going to do. When it came down to it, they reneged. They didn't do it. And then, the Most High judged them from that. So, when you talking with somebody or somebody talking to you, and they're letting you know, hey, this is what I can do in this situation. It's your job to understand, okay, is this worth your time, or is this something that you going to be like, hey, let me, I could do this as a help. You know what I'm saying? But, as for the person that's, offering the work or trying to give you something, it's in their possession to do it. So when you say something, just, be about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know from, even T experience from him talking to me, sometimes he gotta go without just because he stand on what he said and what he agreed on. So, that's the same for us. Like sometimes we might have to go without because we have already spoken something to a brother or sister that we was gonna do. So it's your job to do it. But when it was in your possession before you spoke that, you had the time to really calculate and to really assist the situation that time. Not now you spoke it into existence and now they looking for you to be a man about your word or a woman about your word.
Okay.
And real quick, so it was another part you had said, Yashar, from experience, like you had said, if a person says, "I'll see what I can do," you got to make sure that you communicate with them what's their intentions. Because if you hear, "I'll see what I can do," what are you thinking?
Sure.
I got something coming.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you don't communicate that, how you need to look at your time. Okay, this is arms. Okay, when you say you see what you can do, does that mean I got something coming? Yeah, I got something coming. What? How much may be the difference? You get what I'm saying? Or they may say, well, nah, I don't have anything at all. Then you mind it. Okay, this is arms. Versus you, when you hear, I see what I can do, you actually in your mind expecting to receive something and you misunderstand what the person said, because I did that before in camp. It was a brother asked for something, and I was like, just hang around. We'll see what we can do. You know what I'm saying? And my mind is, nah, we finna give you the scriptures, and the scriptures gonna go further than $2-3. 20 minutes later, he pissed. He like, I stood here all this time, man, and he said he's gonna see what he can do. See how my mind was and his mind is. So you got to get that understanding of what do you mean by you will see what you can do. Does that mean you're going to give me something or no? That way you know how to move forward. So just for your mental sake, then you give all this time, and the person's like, nah, I didn't expect you to be like, well, wait a minute. So to not burn a relationship, get an understanding as well. You know what I'm saying? So when you move forward, you're not minding one thing and the other person's minding something different.
And have an understanding on, you guys, when you're doing work for people, have an understanding on what you want to work for. Right. If there's a certain expectation, say the expectation. Say it. And they'll make an adjustment if they cannot. Because when we hire other people, those people are going to tell us what they can do a job for. And if we can't pay that or we don't want to pay that, then we'll say, no, that's not in the part of the prop, that's not in the budget. Can you do this or can you do that? And they'll say yeah or nay. And if they say no, then they're not doing it. Just like you, if you say no, then what? Then you're not doing it. And if you say yes, then go ahead, do it, and then agree to it, and then let that be that, and go ahead and separate that from you being a brother, you doing a buddy deal, you doing an arms deed, you helping somebody out. Completely separate that. Make it known that this is my expectation, or make it known that I'm not looking for anything from you. Make it always be clear, and don't be afraid to be clear with what's happening, right? And that way you're not giving place to Satan is not coming in the midst of between you and another brother. All right. So
and then real quick, I'm sorry. I do want to get the one he quoted in Matthew 20. Because I explained this to a brother a week or so ago, pertaining to work. You know what I'm saying? They agreed to do some work, but then, at some point in time, a person felt differently about the work that they agreed to do. So, let's use this example that Christ brought up too. so that when we work for people and do things for people, not just amongst us, we don't change it and feel some kind of way. So it's Matthew 20 and Matthew 20 and where does it start? And verse 2. So it's Matthew 20 and 2. Well, I started 1. It says, "For the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is a householder, which went out early in the morning to hire laborers into his vineyard." So now imagine this guy, he's got work, and then he's going to hire some people to do the work. So now, and when he had agreed with the laborers for a penny a day, he sent them into his vineyard. So now, what did the laborers do? They agreed to what?
Work any a day.
Work for a penny a day. So now, work is work. That could have been in the vineyard. You could have been shoveling, digging holes. You could have been hauling dirt. You could have been planting. What did you agree to do? You agreed to work, right? Because what happens sometimes, they'll agree to something, and then they're like, man, well, I worked a little harder than I expected. So now I expect what? More money. We can't do that. When you agree to work, understand work is work. Don't now, man, I bust my butt. Now I need 2 pennies a day when that wasn't the agreement. You should have understood what type of work he was doing before you agree, because that happens. Somebody like, man, I moved this whole building, I cleared the whole second floor by myself. You know what I'm saying? Surely I should get more. Now I know what we said, but this is the agreement. You know what I'm saying? And this is what you're going to read, how Christ had him deal with the situation and remind the people. So verse 3, it says, "And he went out about the 3rd hour and saw others standing idle in the marketplace. And he said unto them, Go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right I will give you. And they went their way. And again, he went out about the 6th hour." So now this is 6 hours into the day. You got some people that started right away, right? Mm-hmm. So you got 12-hour people, you got 6-hour people, right? It says, verse 5, "And again he went about the 6th hour and the 9th hour, and did likewise. And about the 11th hour he went out, and found others standing idle, and said unto them, Why stand ye here idle, the day idle? They say unto him, Because no man hath hired us. He said unto them, Go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right, that shall you receive." So now you got people that only worked what? 1 hour. The 11th hour, 12 hours in a day, 1 hour worth of work. It says, verse 8, "So when even was come, the Lord of the vineyard said unto his steward, Call the laborers and give them their hire, beginning from the last unto the first." And so obviously Yahushua is using this example. Why would he start from the last until the first? You know what I'm saying? You would think you would pay the first people, get them on out the door, so that they don't hear what? These people that came here at the 11th hour getting the same thing I made. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So verse 9, it says, and when they came that were hired about the 11th hour, they received every man a penny. But when the first came, they supposed that they should have received what? More. And they likewise received every man a penny. And when they had received it, they murmured against the good man of the house, saying, These last have wrought but 1 hour, and thou hast made them equal unto us, which have borne the burden of the heat of the day. But he answered one of them and said, Friend, I do thee what? No wrong. Didst not thou agree with me for a penny? So when you make an agreement, you gotta honor that agreement. You can't now come back and break it because you feel differently. You know what I'm saying? That'll destroy a friendship. That'll bring in confusion between you and the brother, other people. Honor what you agreed to, because truth be told, did they not get what they originally agreed on? They wasn't shorted. You know what I'm saying? So when you agree with something and with a person to work, keep your agreement. You know what I'm saying? Don't change it because, this might have been a little more. You might have to just eat that.
Yeah.
What I mean by eat that is you have to just next time know that this amount of work it's a little more, so let me maybe ask for a little more. But for righteousness' sake, you take what you originally agreed on. So
Yeah. Quick question. What could a penny buy you back then most times?
Not sure. Wasn't alive. I decided. All right. Now I really don't know. If you want to use your imagination, maybe $100 or something. I don't know. Yes, sir.
I was gonna hold my piece of water, but I think I should say.
Then go ahead and hold it. I won't get started. Go ahead though. What is it?
So with the example with Toby, that kind of stood out to me. So in the sense of what we speaking on, when you helping someone, so the scriptures say in Ecclesiasticus 12 to know to whom we do good to, to God. So we do a lot of things for each other, right? Help each other, like things of that nature. So when you go into a situation where you're helping somebody, we shouldn't even be thinking about, well, me helping him, the Most High is going to give me something, and because we understand that. So we shouldn't go into it like the Most High is going to bless me for helping this brother. We got to be careful with that too. You know why? Because when Toby did what he did it out of necessity and a sense of urgency because he loved his people. And the things he's saying the sufferings that people were going through, whether, let's say in our case, we need help towing the car, getting some rubbish out of our yard, doing some yard work, whatever it is, right? So if you go into the situation thinking like, yo, the Most High is going to help me, that could be like putting stipulations on the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Because Toby didn't do that. The example was he just did what he knew to do out of love for his people, and the Most High blessed him. So knowing that, we got to make sure that when we do things that is genuine and that there's like no potential grudge behind it, because that's how it could be. It might stem to a grudge behind it because you're doing it looking for something, and not from that person, from the Most High. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to add that.
Well, Josh, I kind of don't want to totally agree, with that. And just give me a moment, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Especially not that yard work.
I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Luke 6. Luke 6. So with what you said, that would kind of take away his precept, and it would take hope. You don't want to strangle hope out of somebody's goodwill and somebody's good doing in somebody's deeds. Because if that's the case, people, they would not be motivated or encouraged to help one another if they not getting a recompense from the Most High. It's like the Most High is not going to help me. You're not going to help me. Nothing from nothing is nothing. I ain't doing nothing. So, so this is Luke chapter 6 and 38. It says, give, and it shall be given unto you. So if Christ is saying it, that means that's something that we are to expect. And they would be expecting for somebody, for it to be given unto them because they gave. Then it says, good measure, right? Pressed down and shaken together. So that's a good job. So if you're going to convert that into some type of labor, that means brothers doing a good job, and the good job is to help you to your satisfaction, to where hooking you up the way that it's supposed to be. Not that they come in because it's a freebie, they do a bad job. Nobody wants that. So it has to be good. Pressed down, meaning you did it to the fullest, and shaken together and running over. So it's an analogy of you pack something. Say, for instance, if you got a barrel of grain and you got the grain and you pack the grain and you shake it to make sure it's level and it's packed in there, you push it down, you stuff it. And then on top of that, you pile some on top to where it's falling off. That's good measure. Then it says, if you do that, men shall give into your bosom. So the Most High will now send people your way to be able to help you the same way that you give. And it didn't cost you nothing, and you didn't charge the people or persons that you had gave this type of spirit to, energy to. For the same measure that ye meet, it shall be measured to you again. So we gotta accept that. That comes from Christ. So when you helping somebody, the Most High is going to bless you and send you that same type of energy, that same type of help in the form of a blessing concerning your necessity. Like I'll use myself as an example. My necessity is labor on house. Your necessity might be food and money. Your necessity might be something else. So not you need labor on lifting this or holding that, or participating and being on the other end of this board and stuff like that, or moving this dirt. You don't need the blessing. You ain't got dirt. You ain't got 2x4s. You ain't got that. You need blessing in another form. And the Most High knows what you need, right? So now the Most High he'll send someone to be there to help you through the hard times that you was able to help somebody else. But when you do give, it tells you to give a good measure, pressed down and shaken together. You put your spirit, your energy into it. So, So I think the last question that I was asking before many of us got involved is that oftentimes people don't contribute it, the blessing that they get, whether it's in disguise or they know, oh, the Lord, the Most High blessed me. I came up on this, and this, and this. You don't contribute to the fact that you gave somebody else some time. You helped somebody else. You never contribute. You just contributed until the Most High blessed me, and now I'm still looking for a recompense. You still owe me. Young, I did that for you. It's almost like double dipping. Because when you helped, you gave. The scriptures say when you give, don't let your eye be envious. You know what I'm saying? You gave, that's gone. That's gone. You gave that, that's gone. You gave time, energy, you helped somebody out, put that in the past. Trust and believe that person will never remember, they'll never forget your help. They ain't gonna forget that, and you moving on, and the Most High gonna see that you need help, and because now he see you need help, he's there to help you in return. We don't be seeing it though. We don't count that as a blessing, and if we do, like I said, we don't associate it with that we've done. Like Toby's wife Sarah, she said, "Where are your good deeds at, man?
Right.
You are known." So because you do this, like because Toby was doing things in the community, the people that she was working for knew that he did good stuff for other people and said, "I want to do something good on the behalf of what he be doing." And the people that he did it for, they don't even know because they wasn't even there. But the spirit of the Most High stirred their spirit up to help them on the strength of what he be doing. Do we all understand that? So stop charging one another and counting the odds and the ends that we do for one another. Because the Most High, he gonna pay it forward. He got you. You just keep moving. He got you. All right. So, but it's more. Go back to Leviticus chapter. I don't want to do an injustice and I want to finish reading Leviticus 19. It should be 13. All right. So the second part, it says, "The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all night until the morning." So did y'all know that the way that things are being operated in this country and probably all over the world is illegal according to the scriptures? You go to work today, what's supposed to happen? You're supposed to get paid. You're supposed to get paid. So they're going against the scripture. But that's the system that we are accustomed to, working 20 hours and getting paid for the 20 hours, working 40 hours and getting paid for the 40 hours. Some people work a whole month. You work for the state in some type of deal, they work a whole month and get paid at the end of the month. How many hours is that? 40 hours a week, 4 times, 160 hours. They get paid at the end of the month. They work all of that time without a check. And here the Lord, the Most High, said that the wage should not abide with you. It keeps you from what? The first precept, without looking at it. The intent was to stop them from doing what? Obadiah, I can't call you. You looked at it. You look at it? Trevon, you look at it? He like them kids out of Tabernacles. They had the 12 tribes portion, and I had the 12 tribe shirt on with the tribes going around in a big old circle. It's like, yeah, that's Reuben. That's Eben. Hey, yo, Sam, what's up? Come here. I didn't even know it. Dallas had to tell me. She told me he was getting all the answers off of your shirt. So what is this trying to prevent? Go ahead, Judy.
Somebody from owning.
Somebody from owing you?
Yeah.
Okay. You didn't look, you was honest. You didn't look at it, did you? You came up with your own words. That's cool. It keeps you from being defrauded and robbed.
Okay.
Yeah. It keeps them from changing their mind on what y'all agreed on, or from keep you from not getting paid. Where in the scriptures did somebody defraud somebody?
Jacob.
I was just going to say not Jacob, but yes. But where else in the scriptures did somebody get defrauded? And they was finna kill him. That's how serious this is. Don't play with my money. I'm against you. All right, y'all want to see it? Let's get it. First Samuel, chapter 25. All right, so First Samuel chapter 25 in verse 1. I'll read it. It says, and Samuel died, and all the Israelites were gathered together and lamented him and buried him in his house at Ramah. And David arose and went down to the wilderness of Paran. And there was a man in Maon whose possessions were in Carmel, and the man was very great, and he had 3,000 sheep and 1,000 goats. And he was shearing his sheep in Carmel. Now the name of the man was Nabal, and the name of his wife Abigail, and she was a woman of good understanding and of a beautiful countenance. But the man was churlish and evil in his doings, and he was of the house of Caleb. And David heard in the wilderness that Nabal did shear his sheep. So in other words, he's got work. And David sent out 10 young men. And David said unto the young men, get ye up to Carmel and go to Nabal and greet him in my name. And thus shall you say to him that liveth in prosperity, peace be both to thee, and peace be to thine house, and peace be upon all that thou hast. And now I have heard that thou hast shearers. Now thy shepherds which were with us, we hurt them not, neither was there aught missing unto them, all the while they were in Carmel. Ask thy young men, and they will shew thee. Wherefore let the young men find favor in thy eyes, for we come in a good day. Give, I pray thee, whatsoever cometh to thy hand, into thy servants, and to thy son David. And when David's young men came, they spake to Nabal according to all those words in the name of David, and ceased, meaning they stopped. And Nabal answered David's servants and said, who is David? And who is the son of Jesse? There be many servants nowadays that break away every man from his master. Shall I then take my bread and my water and my flesh that I have killed for my shearers and give it unto men whom I know not whence they be? So David's young men turned their way and went again and came and told him all those things. And David said unto his men, gird ye on every man his sword. And they girded on every man his sword, and David also girded on his sword. And there went up after David about 400 men. That's a lot of guys. And 200 abode by the stave. But one of the young men told Abigail, the boss wife, saying, behold, David sent messengers out of the wilderness to salute our master, and he railed on them. But the men were very good unto us, and we were not hurt, neither missed we anything, as long as we were conversant with them when we were in the fields. They were a wall unto us both by night and day, all the while we were with them keeping the sheep. Now therefore know and consider what thou wilt do, for evil is determined against our master and against all his household. For he is such a son of Belial that a man cannot speak to him. Then Abigail made haste and took 200 loaves, and 2 bottles of wine, and 5 sheep ready dressed, and 5 measures of parched corn, and 100 clusters of raisins, and 200 cakes of figs, and laid them on asses. And she said unto her servants, go on before me. Behold, I come after you. But she told not her husband Nabal. And it was so, as she rode on the ass, that she came down by the covert of the hill, and behold, David and his men came down against her, and she met them. Now David had said, surely in vain have I kept all that this fellow have in the wilderness, so that nothing was missed of all that pertained unto him. And he hath requited me evil for good. See? So because that law in Leviticus 19 and 13 wasn't applied, look what happened. Now the guy didn't want to pay him at all. He tried to duke him. So, and more also do God unto the enemies of David. If I leave of all that pertaineth to him by the wall, by the morning light, any that pisseth against the wall. So what is David talking about doing? Killing everybody. Yeah. He wanted to kill all his servants. He's gonna destroy his whole household, everything. And when Abigail saw David, she hasted and lighted off the ass and fell before David on her face, and bowed herself to the ground, and fell at his feet, and said, upon me, my Lord, upon me let this iniquity be. And let thine handmaid, I pray thee, speak in thy ordinance, and hear the words of thine handmaid. Let not my Lord, I pray thee, regard this man of Belial, even Nabal. For as his name is, so is he. Nabal, that means fool. Nabal is his name, and folly is with him. But I, thine handmaid, saw not the young man of my Lord whom thou didst send. Now therefore, my Lord, as the Lord liveth, and as thy soul liveth, seeing the Lord hath withholden thee from coming to shed blood, and from avenging thyself with thine own hand, now let thine enemies and they that seek evil to my Lord be as Nabal. And now this blessing which thy handmaid hath brought unto my Lord, let it even be given unto the young men that follow my Lord. I pray thee, forgive the trespass of thy handmaid, for the Lord will certainly make my Lord a sure house, because my Lord fighteth the battles of the Lord. and even have not been found, and evil have not been found in thee all thy days. So she knew about David. Yet a man is risen to pursue thee and to seek thy soul. But the soul of my Lord shall be bound in the bundle of life with the Lord thy God, and the souls of thine enemies, them shall he sling out, and out of the middle of a sling, and it shall come to pass when the Lord shall have done to my Lord according to all the good that he hath spoken concerning thee, and shall have appointed thee ruler over Israel, that this shall be no grief unto thee, nor offense of heart unto my Lord. I mean, you got to get past this. Neither that thou hast shed innocent blood costless, or that my Lord have avenged himself. But when the Lord shall have dealt well with my Lord, then remember thy handmaid. So she was basically telling him what she thought the Most High was going to do for him because of the type of person that he was. Now, why do you think she said such strong things? I kind of gave us the answer as a clue, as a hint, not intentionally, but why do you think she said such strong things?
Strong things in regards to
Strong things as she was like prophesying on what he was going to be. He was going to be a leader.
oh,
Yeah, why would she say all those things? It was because she knew things about him.
right.
You know, when people will know when you a good person and you a commandment keeper and you righteous, people gonna know that, man. They can search high and low, but they ain't gonna run across another you. The goodness is in you. Just like, don't we know bad people in the neighborhood, bad people in the community? This guy here ain't no good. This guy here be stirring up trouble. This guy here be into problems. This guy sells drugs. This guy, he's got all these different girls. This guy is crazy. This guy is a drunkard. This guy is a dope fiend. This guy is a drug dealer. This guy. But then when it comes to one particular person, this guy has integrity. This guy got spiritual morals. This guy is a God-given vessel. This guy got faith. He does this. He does that. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about you. You must be that guy. And so people will see that type of person that's inside of you. And that's what she saw about David. And that's what people must see about you. All right. So then she turned around and told him, when the Lord deal well with you, remember her. So verse 32, and David said unto Abigail, blessed be the Lord God of Israel, which have sent thee this day to meet me. So he knew he was hot. He came with 400 people. He finna kill everything. The ball would have never even saw it coming. He would have been getting massacred, sitting high up on his throne, riding his horse around, talking about all his 3,000 sheep and 1,000 goats. He'd have been a dead man, and that stuff would have went to someone else. But it says, and blessed be thy advice. You see? So David was also a man of counsel, a person that considered when somebody speak to them. Not he was so hot-headed that you couldn't talk to him. Not this guy, because a woman turned him. It turned his wrath away and had him to think logically. And blessed be thou, which has kept me this day from coming to shed blood and from avenging myself with my own hand. For in very deed, as the Lord God of Israel liveth, which have kept me back from hurting thee, except thou didst hasten and come to meet me, surely there had not been left unto Nabal by the morning light any that pissed against the wall. And he's not talking about the animals. He's talking about men. You know, men when they go pee, they go and pee up against a wall, something that's gonna stop it so it don't hit their shoes and stuff. You don't want pee on your shoes, dude. So I've said all this so you can know and be specific so you can understand who this is talking about. It's talking about men. Right. All right.
Question, Rick.
Yeah.
So what is that? Nabal, right?
Right.
He was Israel too, then, right?
Assumably.
Because it just seemed like, you know, the handmaid, she was over there in his part of the region or whatnot, but it was like she knew the laws, like she knew he wasn't dealing right. You know what I'm saying? And it just feel like they were like Israel.
No, he was, because he was from the lineage of Caleb. It says Caleb.
Yeah.
Right.
So who was Caleb? That's right. So did he? So you know, Nabal, did he know right from wrong? Yeah, he chose it.
Right. He chose it.
Just like today, you got people that know right from wrong, and make a choice. You know, make a choice. A lot of times, people are not in control of their choices, even though we think. Why I say they're not in control of their choices. What is that?
Spirits.
That's right, spirits. It's my house. And I am here.
One more question.
Okay.
So at this point in time, like this is all before Christ. So these are the times where people were being put to death for transgressing laws of the Most High.
But they being upheld.
Like, so that's something that's why David was about to deal with him like that, because like he was breaking one of the laws by dealing with him like that.
Well, David was gonna kill him because, well, we know that David thought about law, so I'm gonna assume that. But David was gonna kill him out of anger because he was like the script we went through. He was defrauding him. He was being robbed. Yeah, he was completely being robbed. Who was David, the son of Jesse, that I should give him anything? Him and his men. I'm gonna take water off my table and food off my table. Da 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 da. You know how many people? You know, you could be a runaway. You can be claiming I owe you this, that, and the third. He's like, okay. Tell you what. How about I kill everybody and I'll take everything? Because that's what was just going to happen.
But would he have been just if he would have did that? I mean, would he have been just?
Mm-mm. That's why the Most High sent Abigail. Yeah. Yeah. So we can't let our first instinct be the murder. Vengeance is mine, said the Lord. So, all right. So let's lose that. You guys can read the end of the story if you like at another time.
Real quick, my bad. If it was another nation, though, would it have been justified?
It wasn't.
I'm saying if it was a different nation, because we supposed to deal with our people a certain type of way, but when it comes in regards to a different nation, nationality, would have that been justified?
So the most I would have had to tell somebody to do it, and not because we would have been angered or provoked to do it. That's the only way. It would have to be the Most High would say, go and do it. You know, because there are times to where things happen to us by the hands of the nations, and it was meant to happen. It was a fall. And then there was times where the Most High would send us to go do it. So we can't move without the Most High. All right. So let's see, go back to Sirach. Oh, so I was still dealing with Leviticus 19 and 13, getting some clarity with that. All right, so Leviticus chapter 19 and 13, the latter part says, the wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all night until the morning. So when we deal with one another, so pay attention. Got it, Lawrence? Okay. When we deal with one another, we're in a system, and yeah, I called it lawless earlier, and it still is. And it taught us its ways. Let's say we work for one another. We have somebody to work for us. You work for me today. When we're done, I'm gonna ask you, what do I owe you? I'm gonna be trying to pay you because you did it today, because of the scriptures. Now, if it's say for instance, if it's unconsciously, if it's a project, it's a 2-day project, a 3-day project, and I still may want to feel that, okay, well, let me give this person, some money to show, give them a portion of their money for their labor, and then you have to finish. And the point to finish. So we're in a system that kind of shaped us to move like that. So that's when we're working one for another. You help me today, you help a person today, they should pay you today, if the agreement is to be paid. They should pay you. Unless otherwise stated. But the objective of it is to keep you from being robbed or from being defrauded. So another part about that, say for instance, like now you work with the water. The water has word from Mrs. Thompson. So Ms. Thompson has given him a down payment. Now, the down payment, you ain't got nothing to do with that. He's got to get materials and whatever contractors got going on. That's their business. Now you come in, and it's a 3-day job for you. The intention may be to pay you after Ms. Thompson closes the deal out. So that's why sometimes you might be like, okay, well, I'm gonna pay you on Friday, and y'all call them T. Waiting to get paid from T. You run the school like this. You thinking about it on Thursday. Yo, we still got to work on Friday. You know, Friday payday. So, you know, when the money hit, then the brother gonna pay you. So is it him eluding the situation, cashing you out? It wasn't a one-day thing. No, it wasn't him eluding the situation. It was him waiting for the system. So when you read, now let's get a part of the system in Deuteronomy chapter 28. Right, Deuteronomy chapter 28. And the point, verse 48. And I'm going to read verse 48. And the interchangeable word in verse 48 is serve. And instead of serve, I am going to say work. It says, therefore, shall thou work for thine enemies. So now work, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger. So you know when you working, what it takes to get food. It's a job. And in thirst, you want to buy the food and drinks that you like. Okay, Judah, what's your favorite drink?
Orange juice.
Orange juice. What about yours, Jabril?
Prepare.
Propel?
Well, lemonade.
Lemonade. Okay, thank you. Don't be complicated. Last but not least, favorite drink, Obadiah? Coconut water. So you're gonna have to work for these people to get the coconut water, the orange juice, and the lemonade. And in nakedness, that's the clothes, right? All right. So if you gotta work for him, everybody think about their job. Nowhere do you work, well, they're advertising it now, but we're not gonna deal with that. Nowhere do you work and you get paid the same day. That's the system. You go to work, and if payday is on Friday, you gotta work 1 week and then work through the next week to get paid from the last week. That's far from the law of the Most High. That's the system. That's the servitude that you in. And so we bring that home with us. Be mindful of what the scriptures say. Now, if somebody is doing something for you and you know that you ain't got nothing for them tomorrow, pay them today. You did it today. Here, let me cut you off. Now, if you don't have it today, pay attention. If you don't have it today, and the person is going to do the work for you because you need it done today, but you don't have it today, communicate and say, hey, I don't have it today, but this is when I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you on Thursday. You're working on Monday. That person, knowing the scripture said, when you're going to do good, know to whom thou doest it to. So they doing it to a good brother. They doing it for a good sister. Sisters be needing some work done too. They do it for a good person. And that person's word is good as gold. On Thursday, bring forth the gold without demand. What do I mean by without demand? They just shouldn't have to call you. You know how you was thinking about them and calling them and wondering when they gonna pull up? Keep that energy. That's when you keep an energy. That's what you hold on to right there. That right there. I'm thinking about you. I'm calling you. When you gonna pull up? I got your $70. whatever it is that you're gonna owe them. That's why you do that. Let it be some type of agreement that y'all understand and keep that. It's almost equivalent to what? Be smart about it. Them paying you at a later date is almost equivalent to what? That service is equivalent to what? Don't say alms deeds. It's something else. Think about it. Be smart. You guys are smart. They owe you. You gave them something. It's equivalent to what, Jabril?
AJ.
You know what a hard one is?
Yeah, we don't gonna give all that.
Almost equivalent to what? Not a paycheck, though, Jabril. I gave you. I'm seeping the clues out. You gave them something. They paying you later. They paying you back later. I'm seeping the clues out.
Could it be the system that we're living in now?
Nope. Not the system. It's equivalent to what? They gave. Go ahead.
Could you be talking about like if you, let's say I got a movie you like to watch and you borrow it from, and now you done watching, you got to give it back.
Yeah, but you're still not using. What is it?
You loan me something.
A loan. A loan. Consider it equivalent to a loan because you're getting paid back at another time. The same way is if you gave them money and they are going to give it back on Thursday. Right? Right. So you would still, but let that be known, not at the end of the job when they walk into the door, like, I got you on Thursday. It's like, wait a minute, now, I know you didn't do me like that. We ain't burn pumpkin and pudding up. We got another name. Angie at home waiting. You got Angie at home waiting. You was telling her you gonna make this little money. You supposed to stop at the store with that. Oh man, you gonna be heated. You be driving down the street like, I cannot believe this. So make it known before. All right. So are we all clear? Yeah. Make it known before, guys. All right. Let's see. Sirach 29. Oh, I forgot. Don't do that. Don't do that. Go on back up in there and get it. Like that. Go on back up in there and get it. All right. Listen up. So when we're dealing with lending, let's take the angle of we're helping him and he needs it now, but he gets paid on Thursday. All right? We're helping now. Sirach 29:1, he that is merciful will help, will lend unto his neighbor. I'm going to work today, and I understand he doesn't have it. So you're not going to just turn him away. And he that strengtheneth his hand. So what is it to strengthen your hand? That's to be a good person. Keep it the commandments. Help thy neighbor in his time of need. And pay thou thy neighbor again in due season. So it's talking to both persons in that precept. One person is telling you to lend, and the next person is telling you to give it back to him on Thursday when you agreed upon it. And that's because you don't have it today. Don't have it today, and you still put him off until Thursday. No, don't do that. You got to lose that. For the law's sake and dealing right with him. Because trust and believe, who's at home waiting for him? Angie. And she told him to stop by the store on the way home. And he spent the time helping you instead of being somewhere else trying to get it. Because he knew he needed to bring it home. He could have been somewhere else. How he got it, he wasn't going to break no law doing it. He would have got it any way he possibly could, even if he had to borrow it or loan it or get it from someone else. But instead, you needed that hand, and he was right there. And now, this is going to just put you with $10 in your pocket till Thursday. 10 it is. 10 it is. You can't do that. I really hope that we're paying attention. This makes us good. You ain't even got to talk to him about all you gonna have is 10 left. That ain't for him to know. You look back at that work that you got done and get happy. What is this? Look back and get happy. All right, let's see. Keep thy word and deal faithfully with him, and thou shalt always find the help that is necessary for thee. You do wrong with him, you're going to get in the jam again. You ain't going to be able to call him. What's up, bro? All right. So, hey, this chapter talks about that, about dealing right? We all get the gist, right? All right. So let's go back to the chapter 4. And the second part of verse 1 where it says, make not the needy eyes to wait long. That's him, and you know he needed. That's why he's helping you to get it. Don't make him wait for it. Don't make him ask twice. Make not the needy eyes to wait long, to wait on you. Give it to him. When we don't have it, and when we don't have it, and you need that person to wait, you got to use words and make sure that they understand when you're going to get it to them. Then it says, make not a hungry soul sorrowful. In this case, in its natural content, what is the hungry soul?
The person that came to get the work for you.
Okay, you didn't go away from it. Use some other words. Make not an hungry soul sorrowful. Okay, you sure?
could be the person that did work for you, they're expecting something.
Right.